Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? You're back. Good. What can I help you with? I fear I've told you all I know. It's an Oranese map. Is there anything... Oh? Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later. Well, technically speaking, of course there are. We're on an archipelago. I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not? Okay, if you want to get technical, I haven't...
Actually, it's for cross...
Neither is...
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat. You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Then what is this positively destitute jetty doing here? And what about that fleet of skiffs?
A fleet? 3 shabby fishing boats is hardly a fleet.
This unmistakably proletarian fleet of skiffs. As I said, plenty of people drive boats. Of all social strata.
Your synapses flesh.
You mean eel's hips. But point taken. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, light, interminably bourgeois boat.
There is no shame in her voice. A touch of sadness, yes, but no shame.
Good.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The pine, and that is...
The Wild Pines Group. is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet. 22. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will...
She nods.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Of course, anything to help. I am sorry to have been the...
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger. You are prepared. Don't put away your friend, your weapon. The barrels of your Villier's 9mm pistol shine threateningly in the cold spring lights.
Yes, I hear commotion. Let's go.
Good. Be ready to take damage. The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de... Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. The gnarled hawthorn tree.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right?
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Courty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
Peaceful.
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's a third one. How did we miss something like this?
This third one, he is the most dangerous of them all, heavily armed. The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
The Mercenary Tribunal. My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene. If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
A sound strategy. He's the leader.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
I think he's calmed down a bit.
Pig fuck!
Ah, yeah. Welcome to the fucking party. You're probably gonna get killed too. I don't give a shit if you're cops.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm feels comforting and shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him before he shoots you. No, wait. It's good you have that gun. It really is. Just soften him up first. Present an argument. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it, the big one. If you talk to him, he will rattle you, not the other way around. Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have, then move down from that. Please.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer, Owen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside out. Rip you open.
Perhaps it's for the best. Him not talking too much.
The gunner, the raddest, the killer. What do you think he does? Smart loincloth. He fucks natives up, soldier of the apocalypse style. Yeah? Who did that? How fucking convenient.
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now, huh? How about the kid? Tell me, it's a magic fucking sniper one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him, all together. Titus said, we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud, in a public place.
You're lying. DePaul heard it.
A Kiel Model 40 revolver, 8 rounds in the barrel. The gun slowly sways in his hand from the inebriation.
You heard wrong.
She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
Fucking liars.
The shot rings in your ears. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her head, crashing a small pane of the glass window behind her.
I missed.
Not true. He purposefully over-aimed and shot the window. You had him second-guessing himself, only for a second. Do not assume he will miss the next time.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night.
That doesn't sound good. You need to change the topic now, or there will be another shot.
Yes. So what? Stupid shit. I know what you're doing. You fuck. It's not gonna work. I'm clear as day.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal. You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes. Now is not a good time to strike. He's looking right at your hands. Do something.
She's fucking gone! She fucking sailed off. You're alone.
Stay cool! Don't do anything stupid!
The company bitch is gone. Laylee's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
Guys, I just get in the way. I don't even have a gun.
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
They're huddled close in a formation. Still, the rest will stay. Even if it means dying here with him.
Who the fuck is that?
Glacia, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left.
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
What am I doing? My fucking establishment is under fire. You know how much windows cost? She left. Her room's cleaned out. Right before these assholes showed up.
We should have arrested her.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
All right, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Krenner would never. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
Pops, you have no idea about the rights Crenell extends to us. If I fuck and kill you, hang you to that streetlight by your shit pipes, then that's called a necessary display of force. No one's going to give a shit about dead loincloths.
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Yeah, I don't fucking act so well. Laylee had a hard-on for making faces for you natives. Fucking food aid shit. That shit is done now. Trigger time. Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click softly. Click, click, click. The realization comes to you like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raoul Cortiner. The dead man's name is Elise Cortiner. He's probably foster brothers. Elise was put into a foster home, remember?
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer, you're all sentenced to death by lead.
He sways from left to right, inspecting you.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm and got beat into place by the same sick fuck. Same fucking mud hut town, too.
Okay, good.
Who? Laylee.
We researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records. That was in there. And other things.
They fucking put Laylee in a leaf compactor, and now these cunts finished the job.
There's real anguish in his voice. A drunken sadness suddenly engulfs him.
It's a mind fuck, Corty. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up to fuck with us. Major, permission to.
Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now.
Fuck do you mean, talker?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, he liked to chat up the natives, share leaflets, squeeze a bit of kit tass here and there. Great fucking idea that turned out to be. If Laylee was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs, Clay Monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Our colonel did what he had to do. It was either one cunt or 100 of them. Rudy.
In your shit pipes, right in the fucking...
He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates. Wipe out mud huts like that. When he get...
He was a good commander. I can see you miss him.
Oh yeah! He would have commanded this fuckhell way better than I did. But that didn't happen, because Hayseed Bill and Kipty the Kipt here fucking murdered him. Had him stink the village up for 2 weeks after. And you folks did nothing.
Listen, man. We told you we...
Told us what? What did you say? Who said that? Tattoo fuck! You'll die first! Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man. It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down cloths. Find his killer. Cop. His killer stands right there, shitting his pants, and you're standing in the way, protecting them. I know what this tactic is, Silo Sam. You're gonna die for them. Right here. Today.
Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
What's the matter, loincloth? Mouthful of dick. Think I'm gonna fucking spare you?
Shit, this is it. Tell him anything. Tell him you have more information.
Rude. Kill him.
The porcelain man raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His hand, an Easter AR-FA-7, built for taking out light armored vehicles. It will devastate you. From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant. He's trying to find a straight line of sight. It's not easy. He has 0.6 seconds to do so. He won't make it. You're on your own. You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens, focusing on you. 0.4 seconds remain. There are 6 little black dots in the tip of the barrel, like a honeycomb. This is a knock cannon. It shoots 6 rounds in one pull of the trigger. Absolute destruction. Is there anything we could use to protect this frail body? That gun will tear us to pieces. A full suit of armor can't be too agile. You can shift direction faster than he can. A low shot rings. You feel a tapping, like rain on your chest plate. Heavy drops of rain. Then the sound of dice rolling as the cuirass distributes the shot evenly from plate to plate. You got hit. The armor took most of it, but still your ribcage burns. Feels like blood is slowly seeping into your lungs.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. 2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from the balls. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you. Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back, disoriented. The sounds coming from his helmet are not human. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant. The helmet looks like the face of an ancient god of war, crying blood. Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers. You see 2 cold eyes looking at you through all the smoke and panic, and a pistol raised, aiming at your chest, point blank. Then the man squeezes the trigger. A look of happiness. His eyes seem unnaturally bright, shining like stars. Something in the fear must distort him somehow. He is evil, and the end. Here it comes. Death. You simply blink, then something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark, a distant blur as you recede into it. The Hardy Boys are yelling. Someone is running, jumping over you. In the background you hear gunfire shatter glass, and then a man in pain. It's Titus with a splat like meat.
Yes?
I'm all out.
Put your...
Shut up!
This is the
This is a...
The Kipt.
You are all...
Easy.
Peaceful.
nest in...
Fuck.
This third, the lieutenant is genuinely...
The mercenary tribunal. My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene. If this...
A sound strategy. He's the leader.
Get lost!
Pig fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like...
No one is going to kill...
With the wordless, the leader. Shoot him in the mouth. Shoot... No, wait. I'm barely keeping peace. Always peace. It has worked thus...
Rude.
All of you cunts inside out. Rip you.
Perhaps it's for the best. Him not.
The gunner, what do you think?
There, on the rim of Owen Clerven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21. About 50 little stick figures. All these men served in Semonide, the native islanders.
That's right. Plenty of kips here in Revachol, too.
T, let's fucking do it.
Team. Yeah? Who did that? The bird. You're fucking telling me a bird killed...
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You think you'll find... How about the kid?
Listen,
He's gonna do it.
I'm all out of Shut up!
This is the...
This is a
The Kipt.
You are all drunk.
Easy, Liz.
Peaceful.
nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild.
Fuck, there's a third one.
This third one, the lieutenant is genuinely worried for you.
The mercenary tribunal. My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene. If this...
A sound strategy. He's...
Get lost, comedian.
I think he's calmed down a bit. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire. You can't think that way now. This is serious.
Pig fuck!
Ah, yeah. Well,
No one is going...
With the leader. Shoot him in the mouth. No, wait. Even if it comes to I don't know about this getting under his skin. What if he gets under yours? And peace. Always peace.
Rude.
All of you cunts. Rip.
Perhaps it's for the best.
they're gonna. What do you think?
There. On about. These men served in.
That's the team.
Easy. Easy now.
Yeah? Who did? How?
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You? How about the...
Listen,
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her. The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him. All to
You're lying.
a Kiel Model 40
You heard wrong. Your friend wasn't hanged. He was shot. We found a bullet in his head.
Fucking liars.
The shot rings in your ears. The young woman,
I missed.
not true.
I know what...
That doesn't sound good. You need to change.
Yes. So what? Stupid.
Enough for...
Interrupt me again and I will execute. You think I care what that company cunt?
The man now is not.
She's fucking... Stay cool! The company... Guys! Hold your ground!
They're afraid. The rest will stay. They would hold their ground, even if it means...
Who the fuck?
Glacier, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left!
Armed, hunched, but keeping it together.
What am I doing?
We should have...
You can feel...
Hey, Bushman!
She's gone. Forget about it now. Concentrate on this. All right. Here, you only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
I am a Grinnell major with over... Nah.
Technically, the other man has the biggest gun. But we're beyond that now.
King Reaper. You're right. But you see, I want it to end in bloodshed.
Okay, it's not much. But he's thinking about something else. And his hand is dangerous. Ask about him first.
Yeah. Sergeant,
As he moves, click, click, no.
for killing, maiming, and humiliating.
He swear.
He wasn't my...
Beaten by a foster parent or someone on the farm.
Same fuck...
Okay, good.
Who? Where is...
They This
It's a mind fuck, Corty.
Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now.
Fuck do you mean?
We've heard
Yeah, if Laylee...
Ready to open fire, Major.
Oh,
In your ship!
he likes to...
He was a good...
Oh, yeah. Fucking...
Listen, man.
Told us what? What did you... Baby, it was creepy, but bitches. Find his killer. I know what this tech...
Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center. A plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion. The smoke drifts west with the wind. You hear the plaza erupt in violence, slow, like a waterfall in reverse. There is a hole in his cheek. Blood gushes out as he stumbles backward, eyes filled with rage and disbelief. Gug, his lips, moving, swollen with fear, are trying to say, shoot him, but he can't. To your right, the killer, an Easter ARFA from the corner. He's trying to... It's not easy. He has 0. You steer 0. Absolute destruction. Is there anything? A full suit of armor can't be too agile. You can shift direction faster than he. You leap left. A swarm of angry men passes mere millimeters from your side, tearing fabric off your coat. Feels like the lightest of tucks. The man tilts his head, trying to see through. Watch out. To your left, DePaul is about to take a shot too, at Kim.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. 2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but blood gushes. The helmet looks like the Glenn. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through all the smoke and the panic. With blood gushing from his face, the man raises his pistol. The look of, here it comes, death. You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your... The hard...
Stop! The cop! Protect the cop! He's down!
Feels slick and warm with blood. The pain is too strong to know what to say. Most of what's down there. It's all gone. Open your eyes now. No. It's just a fear. Even if... Who cares? No one wants you anyway. Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out. Stay with me. Yes, keep talking.
You hear me? Stay awake.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone, when suddenly you sense something behind him. A slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there. Raise.
Scream immediately. He's gonna die.
No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles, and your eyes are full of fear. That's all it takes. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant moves like a spring unloaded. He grabs the gun from your bloody hand and fires behind him. You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The woman is gone. So is Kim. Then the whole world.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved. There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon we will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call.
The engine of a Caprice Canema.
No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops. He only gets wild.
Life gets hard, but we go on. You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain. It's nothing. You're alive. That's what matters.
Sunrise, Parabellum. It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Drillingamer pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
Drillingamer. Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad, but still under the counter bad.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day. 2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Drillingamer and curse, and drink water. Yes, the joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
The close proximity of death must have made the lieutenant contemplate his life choices. He's done with the jacket.
Sunrise, Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war.
Isn't that written on your...
It served you well. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely. Pity? No need to take it back, Lieutenant Yefrater. You wanted things to go south outside. That's okay. We'll... Sunrise...
Isn't that...
The gates of... I think we may have... Yes, we have also completely failed. But that's okay. What happened? You shot the Major in the face. A firefight ensued. Yes. As retaliation, their rifleman tried shooting you. He missed, or you dodged. Then I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. Glenn did not survive.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. So do Alain and the musician. I forget his name. Yes, he's still alive too. You were bleeding out by then. I think you said something about your wife, and you warned me. I was able to disarm one of them, the pole, before she got a jump on me.
Thank you.
I killed her. And that's what happened. This is the one. The Pole was the last to die. Everhart had their bodies returned to Crenel for a funeral. Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly a target. Maybe they are simply taking their time and will attack soon. 3. Glenn, Theo, and all. Yes, officer. 7 people are dead. It's not a success. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your thigh. The outer side, thankfully, no major arteries were nicked. The bullet was removed and a bacterial infection treated with mercure. We will see.
You won't be able to dance much, that's for sure. You should be able to live with limping around, though.
No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer is his name. The asphalt vanishes back to that shithole, he says.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site. I'm sure they're worried about you. I did. No need. I did. It's part of a detective's task.
Actually, you can. You can even remove a fractured bullet, it seems.
No.
A man back to that shithole.
I called your station. I'm sure. No. I called your station after the fight. I'm sure they're worried about you. Not very. I have a concussion from that woman. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me. No.
A man back to that shithole, he says.
I called your station after the fight. I'm sure that...
No, they would be here if they were truly worried.
I don't know. No.
And back to that shit.
I called your station after the... I'm sure...
No, sorry.
Not very. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Easy now.
You can take it. Just don't lean on that leg. Your balance is way off. You feel like you're about to fall over on that thing.
How are you? Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Freighter. It's not ouch time yet. You just go to...
Drillingamer. Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ.
I honestly don't know. Do you? Because we can't talk to Evrard. The harbor's in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. Joyce has left too. I don't know what to think. It might not have been a bad idea. There is a pin somewhere in the machine. Something is keeping Connell from sending in a death squad. Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone. And Classio too. We really should have arrested her, you know? Guard confirmed she left 20 minutes prior to the tribunal. I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect. Don't be narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are his peonies. Even if you are, it is not a decisive factor.
That does make some sense.
What? Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep everything.
He's wrong.
Okay. I don't know. That's been there for years. Yes, God cursed the footprints, not solving the case for us. Au diable. We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else? It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one, that we could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol...
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
It really is very...
That concussion must be making him dizzy.
No. Are you ready to limp? Good.
The lieutenant did mention doing more ballistic. Also, it's just close enough to endure the walk.
Why not? Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know.
bathroom mirror has been wiped completely. These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases.
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. I am sure neither of us. Yes?
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
A gift. I am not drawing.
He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively toward his holster. Relax. Not everyone is out to trap you.
It's hardly surprising.
You look at her rough, jagged. The medicine cabinet is empty. Pity.
Of course you were. How does that work anyway? Amphetamine. Does it make you a better detective?
There is little condescension in his phrasing. More measured curiosity.
That's what I thought. Let's go? Mm-hmm.
see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime. It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, the island in the bay.
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point. I remember. She was there.
She had a long...
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her? I find that hard to believe. But at this point, what if she was...
She had...
It also looks... I don't know.
What difference does it make?
She was... It also looks like there may be more... Indeed. Neither do I. So it is.
For a second he seems... tired.
I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep.
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything. There, across the grey water, amidst crumbling concrete, a birch tree, and the half-sunken ruins of a flak tower.
Could be the makings.
Why not? Military fortifications are made for that kind of thing.
Okay, let's go to the fucking island. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone. Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
You clearly see foot...
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else, 3 weeks.
This is so good.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea. It means so. This prince, officer, could be the prince of our killer.
Large prints. One person has been hit. This print is unlike one left by... Shoe size is 41 to 42.
Between that and that. The size looks about the same.
Everything around you is quiet. The machine is dead.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire. I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was a nice shot. I was watching until you hit him. Crawled inside then. Bullets started flying. I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. It just felt I needed to specify that. Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick... Ah, them. Nice. I'm glad she got out of here before all that. Bullets flying and stuff. People inside were quite terrified, you know. I had to take action and step outside, too. I mean, you're a detective. Perhaps you can track them down. Shouldn't be that hard.
Exactly. But only...
You'll see her again one day. You know it.
Oh, fine, hero cop. Lena left a forwarding address. 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. If you see them again, do give them my best. I don't remember everyone who comes here. And many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad. Yeah, I was. Yeah. That's because I'm a badass. Yeah, I don't know. Clients were panicking. And also, I guess I sort of found out that I don't give a shit if I die.
He means it. It's not just boasting. It's something he discovered about himself.
No problem. They'll come back. They always do. Is there something I can do? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, okay. Well, I do hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really holding himself back here. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Okay, what is back there? There is no gaping maw. If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. That's okay.
But please do still tell me.
Ha! I knew it. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
He was wondering about something business-related. About how much money he could make of one.
Those machines are... It wouldn't hurt...
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense.
Oh?
He's really... It takes a lot...
Okay. Ha! I knew it.
The lieutenant, no.
He
was wondering about some...
Capitalist plot. It wouldn't hurt to...
Yeah, those numbers he's...
Yes?
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his bear in welcome.
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you had that fury in you. But I guess I've misjudged a lot of people lately. That was one hell of a shot. Hell of a shot. The fucks did not expect that. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, thank you for intervening, fellas. That was mighty brave of you.
This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances.
Well, cheers anyway, Copper. Theo was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way he went. Never could imagine him withering away on a sickbed. But Angus, he was just a stupid kid. Didn't realize the mess he'd gotten into. Trusted me. Still, the balls on that kid. Went down fighting for someone else's shit like a fat, angry bear.
Here it comes. The last one is the worst one. He only deals with it by drinking copious amounts of 8% beer.
And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I'd love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him. But what do? This job is shit. Dennis, you saw him run. He's a mean little shit and I never trusted him. He'd better run real fast now. Real fast. Well, yeah. Memento Mori. Right.
Memento Mori, or remember that you must die, is a slogan various religious orders have thrown around since the dawn of mankind to emphasize the vanity of earthly life and the transient nature of all earthly pursuits.
It means you might die tomorrow, so live every day like it's your last. Ain't that right, fellas?
Absolutely. Today.
Or you might die of a heart failure or syphilis.
Hey, fuck you for ruining a beautiful idea.
Theo, but and Glenn. Dennis, well, yeah.
Memento Mori, or remember that you must die.
Sure it does. Theo, but Angus.
Here it comes.
And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I'd love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him.
Man, getting shot has really squeezed all the funk out of you.
Right. But today ain't that day yet. First, we're gonna find Dennis.
I'm going to find Dennis. I'm going to find him, and then I'm going to kill him.
The tone of the statement is so matter-of-fact. It's as though he were talking about picking up a morning newspaper on his daily walk around the block.
We're hunting that rat down. Let it be known what happens to cowards. And then, I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious fellows there who'd love nothing more than advancing social democracy by busting some heads. Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing windows. Don't know, don't care. I'll be glad if I never see that fucking woman again. Nope.
He did. He shrugs and tries to look uninterested.
Don't know, don't care.
He nods and takes another.
Judging by the sight of you, I'd suggest crawling into bed with a bottle of whiskey in one hand and a big tit in the other.
Yeah, go pay Monica visiting Janrock. She's got a knack for making men forget about their worries. Biggest.
Hell, you both look like you could use some feminine company right.
Thank you for your advice, Eugene, and you too, Alain. I do always appreciate a good use of the expression milkers.
You're welcome, Bina Claude. You're all right in my book. Take care, coppers. You two look after yourselves now. Death passed on you today, but men don't get that lucky twice.
Copo loco. And normal cop, I guess. Good luck in Jamrock. Scars made the best tattoos, they say.
Thanks for getting involved, guys. Not a lot of cops would step into that line of fire, but you did.
And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back, I've got a few vacancies. You'd make one boy.
And Titus Hardy himself would make a good officer. That man was born to lead.
I will, Capo. That's a promise.
Now scoot, because the Hardy boys got some morning.
Take it easy on the drink. The danger has not passed. This town needs you on your feet.
Good point, Beano Claude. We'll keep the vol under. Hey, okay. 3 cops. Me, you, and your little friend here.
He gives you a quick... The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull. The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it, yes. And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable? The fuel oil catches fire immediately with an ominous hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the letters. Black smoke rises from the burning message. The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. The flames warmed him too. Not at all in a bad way.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside. The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito, bullet hole.
My man, you're alive. Almost. Kind of. Sort of alive? Man, what a day. I missed out on most of the action, but I heard it was quite the encounter. Had a strong sense of finality to it. So what's next? You guys heading back to Jamrock now? Talk is local union muscle were behind it all. I'd reckon the case is closed, even if it kind of turned into a shit show. Hey, that's just what I heard. Old wives' tale. So, what next? Good luck with that, my man. Ain't easy being you, but hey, you're still breathing, right? Okay.
Is it wise to share information about the case like this, sire? The lieutenant throws you a quick glance. What are you doing?
That's probably for the best. You keep your job to yourself. With a job like yours, you have to.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Something is wrong. No reply.
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations and jamming outward communication. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. No more than... I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. You can try calling again. Just don't...
Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, sir. Roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report. 10-4, sir. Well, there has been some talk, sir. I only meant that there has been some talk in the station, that's all. But there are always some talk. But then again, some of us truly are on the take. It's unfortunate. Over. Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? It will take...
Her voice is...
Gottlieb, what is it now? Ah, it's you. Walking, talking, though. Great. Any other complaints? Mm-hmm.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Does it... Sylvie? Yes. Oh, great. What else do you need, detective? No? Not me? Okay.
You hear...
Anything else I can help you with? 57.
In the cabin. This found A to Z. The smell of cigarettes. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. Voila, a stack of neatly folded.
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called toll booths at there. Hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881 to Kuron. Through this municipal map from no storm will ever. The final map. These service tunnels were probably used. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated.
So it would. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary. Hard to say. This the best Merti with cool. Hard to say. Hard to say. It's definitely his bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers.
Best not to.
The stack of maps looks. You close the. The old king and his. A lorry stuck in the windows are fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, make. stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
There are types of danger. The one I'm usually concerned with is lung cancer or getting mauled by wildlife. It calls back to an older era where this was commonplace, though. You have a true boyadero heart. Hiding, gathering themselves. The harbor's in full lockdown, friend. No, man. Not to...
He says it matter-of-factly.
Time will tell. I'll tell Everard you dropped by. I'm sure he'll be glad. I'll be okay here, doing lookout. Quite the sight, aren't they? Getting to like that rare I am. Don't worry about me. I live to alleviate the worries of our brothers. See if any insane killers turn up. Then I'll run. And you know it, friend.
To the left.
Is this about the questions again?
Everyone says you started crying in the middle of a firefight and then bled like a pig. I guess that was cool. People, they say you'd kind of died for a moment, that you let your shit out already, but then came back. So I guess that's what's cool now. Just don't think because you got half your dick shot off and you're an invalid now, Kuno's gonna treat you different. Kuno doesn't reward weakness. It's business as usual with Kuno.
Feels good for some reason.
Watch out, pig. It's a dangerous world out. Who knows?
Mon Dieu! You set it on fire. What kind of a policeman are you? Oh, well, thank you, officer. It certainly lightened the mood. Very cozy, like a little street fair almost.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperback.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books? Which book was it, sir? Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I haven't read that one yet.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of game, and there's all books in a board games. There's a box. That price is steep. But then it's the 3rd edition mega setting supplement. So it makes...
If you say so. Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome
And there's books in a board. There's a box. That price is steep. But
wonderful Rowbridge.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Friends are for playing with friends, I'd recommend Lousy. I've heard wonderful Rowbridge.
Who are you going to play board games with? It certainly feels like whatever you are.
Then you're for playing with friends, I'd recommend
This bookstore is not strictly about amidst the point of the book and many others on this shelf is to give people various paranatural shelves full of biographies of famous people. Browsing suddenly, high speed next to
I really I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime. These books. What's not a you see a killing. Oh no. Yes. Tragedy. After all this, you still haven't found crime. These books. What's more, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates. Shelves filled to the brim. The barbell waits.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it. No one does until they get smashed under the barbell.
Your flashlight slides over. Some of the writing has faded with age. These light translucent. Who are all those creatures? You should adopt one of those Welkins as your one of the Welkins, towering among the rest. It's Vara, the hull door.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Just look at...
And for what? Or the photo entire, you see, a pinned postcard reads, "This Minimi stands for as time goes on."
Looks like they did
a note. It's Vara, the hull.
Some people really like... Just look at those...
And for what? Or the handwriting. The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new..." Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework. The whole thing resembles Kadran history classes. Radio freak, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air, a conductor for whoever decides. A list of names. All of this is gone. There's no way.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more the schedule.
Nothing is... This old history classes, students with their radio freak, unclear. It looks like, perhaps, they must have had massive air width. These things don't come. Whoever a list of all of this is gone. There's no...
My God. Exactly.
Nothing. A thick layer of coal dust covers a hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts. bear's eyes are still...
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye? I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just now, so I can only produce one dye per customer. I'm listening. Good. I hope...
A few bricks have fallen off.
Seems like an old bunker. It means there are...
He likes this find. The aging alcoholic is...
I'm afraid.
And look, Max Tor is a grown, right?
Well...
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed head...
Are you saying a man? This man wants...
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from...
Look, he's trying to communicate. What is that? We could take him... They don't do...
Years. The pile of blankets. In your hand, the cover features the exact location and time period. The box has a nice heft to it. You hear the rattle. What treasures wait in store? Even before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions. The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance. There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components. Savor that new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard. Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel. The colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of crumbling temples, and harvesting a strange magenta-leafed plant. Everyone is smiling. You begin to suspect there may be a political agenda to this so-called family game. The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points. That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, as you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners. Remember, there are many paths to victory in Suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it. The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. Each cardboard token makes a satisfying
What? You're not going to offer to let me punch any of them out?
Each cardboard...
What? You're not going to...
In addition, from the Empire...
Those are nice.
You hold the open game box before you. The lieutenant...
The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
What? Does the lieutenant hate... The lieutenant gives you a sour look. He may or may not...
In your dream...
Ignore the mock umbrage. Now he wants to prove it to you. What is detective work, if not... See?
All right. You've convinced me. How do we play?
You explain in the center, apricots. There's also the lieutenant.
All right, detective. Your turn.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away or rearrange your workers to maximize production? Remember what the rulebook said. You'll want to choose a strategy early on and stay committed to it. What? It's the very beginning of the game. Your workers haven't even done any work yet. That's more like it. You produce a handful of archaeological treasure. Meanwhile, the lieutenant spends 2 of his sugar and 1 of his apricot.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points. Don't worry.
What is that patronizing tone? You're one of the suzerain's trusted administrators. You may need to put the lieutenant in it.
Points are nothing.
If points are really arbitrary.
Game designers, I imagine? There are some otherwise...
Just like there are no honor points. None whatsoever.
That's just the way it is. Now,
Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources. Those aren't your only options. You could also show your workers how much you appreciate them by investing some of that wealth. Well, sure, you can do that. It's just not a terribly effective strategy, but then it's up to you. To the lieutenant's puzzlement, you spend several turns building various improvements to your territorial infrastructure. Soon, your workers have access to clean water, paved roads, and basic hobbies. In return, they produce 1 extra resource per turn.
Too bad investing in your workers just isn't worth many points. Take a look at the scoring tables in the back. You see in Table 8C that investing in territorial infrastructure multiplies your final victory point total by 1, which is to say not at all. Whereas erecting monuments in Revachol gives you a multiplier of 5. Yes.
Nonsense. Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. He moves aggressively onto the Safre territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots. For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens. You draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points. You know, this isn't unlike the situation the historical Revachol. Well, by introducing cocaine into Safre under exclusive contract, if you could somehow... Yes, now's your chance. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression? With each passing turn, you slowly bleed the lieutenant of coins as his own workers become less productive and more dependent on your magenta cocaine tokens. As a matter of historical fact, this is almost exactly what happened in Safre. To this day, fully half of the former Safre Empire remains dependent on international aid in exchange for a steady supply of cheap produce.
More or less.
Realizing victory is slipping away, the lieutenant launches a desperate gambit: protectionism. By erecting tariffs on your cocaine, he hopes to starve you out of the market at the risk of incurring the suzerain's disfavor. The end game is upon you. Do you escalate the trade war with the lieutenant in hopes of crushing him with your economic? You ignore his aggression and focus on building the mighty victory column structure in Revachol herself? Alternatively, you could throw the whole game away by trying to build a public education system for the children of your workers. The choice is yours. There's a reason very few players ever attempt to build a public education system. Your boondoggle nearly bankrupts the suzerain's treasury.
Ouch.
The lieutenant opens his mouth, as if to issue a blistering retort, then hesitates.
You know, detective, there's something admirable about that, in its own way. Now, let's tally up the scores.
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of time making stacks of coins. After double, then triple checking your maths, you have -5 victory points. You'll be lucky if the suzerain doesn't have your whole family executed for such a pitiful performance.
I've got 20 points. Well, there's always next time. Now let's clean up.
You hold the open game box before you. Large letters on the front, text underneath the top. Mysterious things rattle inside. What could they be? None of that witless man from Heimdall, fascist dross, hidden behind faux realistic allegory. Wirral is no cliché-ridden apologia for colonial violence. Wirral is pure imagination. Yes, the Wirral setting is known for its complicated system of political alignments. But if you're not into that, you can just hack your way through dungeons in search of loot. That's what most people do. Mysterious things rattle inside. What? None of that Yes, the Wirral set. A blurb on the back reads, "Tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to Wirral. Leave behind Isolas and nations with their petty squabbles. Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities." Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice. In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest. Don't forget heated arguments escalating to physical confrontation with your friends. And most importantly, never forget to rage quit if the dice don't go your way. You pry open the box. Inside you find a reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, "Lands of Wirral." The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes and seas, also with odd names. It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map. A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds. The options are in order of importance: the Welkin, the Tweog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmies. The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races: High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do. A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers. The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tweog, Shield Tweog. They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades. A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their The least popular of the Wirral races, the Pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. They spend most of their days tilling the earth and smoking. It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated. You don't know much about dice, but this one looks pretty damn fancy. You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side. You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
Huh, interesting. A communard. A communard, one of the leftist revolutionaries in the anti-centennial revolution. The figurine is not a part of the real game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process. I have a feeling the figurines are more there to set the scene than anything else.
You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at a colorful box with the title, "We're Out." In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekatina Dar. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white. Indeed, the book is unusually. It would do that in Grad. You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading. The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author. She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you. In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. The Yugograd riots took place from 27 to 29. Fueled by ethnic unrest and the state's repressive tactics, these events are often seen as marking the end of a brief period of liberalization known as the Yugograd Spring. Like all such periods, it is frequently memorialized in art and literature. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure? Fuck it. Do it. It can't be worse than what you've already felt. They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurd. He toils through She spends the memory of their short time spent together, tortures the as life good stuff. I fucking loved. In cold, the Yugograd as ethnic, it would physically fuck it. Do it. You've made the right life choices. In cold, the Yugo as ethnic, it would fuck it. They go through. He toils through the daily drug. She spends the memory of their as life good stuff. I fucking loved.
Give me a moment.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south.
You keep coming. Haven't. Look, is this really the economy we want to leave to our children? I can't go extinct, officer. Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be. Look, is this really the tube? Haven't you heard? Very cool.
You find the box.
Economical, but. The shine on
those you've.
These are all fur. Wow! A cop limping down the street, bleeding from the shoulder. Cool! That's cool! Me?
This man probably comes from Seaguy.
Very cool.
You see, try to find something pretty and cool here. Then use it. Yes, this sounds off. Big men on big horses. A long, long time ago. They're not...
This is what the lawyer...
Which ones? Ah.
They're not all blue.
Which ones?
This set of...
You're probably... I think their poverty has been exaggerated for... I don't like...
He seems to have his own take on the... A typical Martinez streetlight sits. The light. This would make quite...
Yes.
His manner is casual.
It was...
We are not here. You have to admit it's rather clever.
700 real. There's also the matter of rewiring. For the most, 700 real. A bargain, I dare say. Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell.
All the...
between you and me, this is why I don't get involved in local politics. In its purest form. Now, what can I do for you? Sure, let me have a look. Another time, perhaps.
All the traps are stopped now, and still no sight of the Phasmid. Return to Morel and let him know. The scruffy-haired little boy.
Man, you're like... We... Okay, we're drinking. So now... Whoop-de... It depends...
You might get scammed here.
No. Booze. So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. No. Contrary to popular belief, I enjoy being alive. Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Oh. Shut up, guys. I was one... I developed the paradigm. Worked 22 full-time... It did. But now, one day...
His eye...
So I was halfway done with my youth. It was a... I made my... Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate. Whatever. So I made my way across the yard. I wish I were... I ran... People are not...
Heavy is the head.
Just that. But when I... Anyway... So, now you've heard my tragic tale. Tequila...
Why didn't you...
Well, I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense. The hobo... But that charm wears off pretty quickly. Good. Now...
You of all people should...
I was...
Sad. If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Well, you know, sex sells. That's the first rule of advertising. Maybe you're right. Who knows? What? Pretty not...
Good God. It's nearly impossible to randomize trials. And then...
Wow, you're lucky. You never...
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them any time.
Hey!
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary.
I thought he was...
A gurgling sound. Come.
And yeah, you're all... Tequila... Say... Nah, this isn't it. Found? That's medium concept stuff. Totally not my... It's a big... Why don't you just hang on to that one?
At least you got a nice jacket for your troubles.
Good. Now, the only things I haven't lost are these two drunk. I'm all eared. Okay, so... Okay, so now, it's a pirate's life. What's...
Hey,
Shut up. I was once a reasonably... I developed the paradigm. Worked within the 22 full... It helped. But now, one day
His eyes are...
So I was halfway done with my usual... Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate. Ouch. So I made my way across the yard. People are...
Heavy is...
Anyway, so, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? Yeah, but what
Truly, he has...
Okay, so now it's a pirate's life for me. What? I used the 22... It did, but now, one day
His eye...
So I was halfway... Naturally, the reality... So I made my way across the yard. People are
Heavy is the...
Just then. But when I reached my office, Anyway... So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? I don't remember... That doesn't mean you're wrong, though. I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If not the tale there are many...
Are you
Shut the Our heroine finds herself... What she doesn't know is that her piece is about rumored to be searching for his legendary found cat.
I thought that...
Well, there are many versions of this story. If I hadn't... Gertrude...
Tell him about it.
Fuck, Rose. What?
I read.
Right. The women.
Don't tell.
When but there is Ula. Her body is never
Naturally, during the. No, not a.
Man. Anyway, that's the. Well, some.
Oh, Headlip.
Others person coincident.
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
Isn't it? Anyway, to each his own. Well, that would explain. Anyway, to each. Well,
oh, Headlip.
Others personal coincidence.
For some reason, this does strike.
Anyway, others claim personally coincidence.
For some reason, this does.
Anyway, to each his own. You want
hard to.
That's the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it. Yeah? What? Well, to keep some.
Oh, Headlip.
Others coincidental.
For some reason, this does strike.
Anyway, to each his own. You want to hear? Yeah? Why don't acid gnomes? Yeah?